Arguably one of the most influential figures in recent fashion history, Anna Wintour's reputation for frostiness has earned her the moniker Nuclear Winter. But now the editor of Vogue has allowed documentary makers to film in the private corridors of her magazine. The September issue follows Wintour as she puts together the magazine's most important edition. But in New York, there's a whisper that her influence is not what it was. Our arts reporter Stephanie West has this.
Anna Wintour's office. Is anyone coming to this run-through except for me?
For the last 2 decades, Anna Wintour has ruled Vogue magazine and, some would venture, the fashion world.
Maybe you want to develop it a little bit more. I'd also like to see what you're thinking about with the clothes so I can get more of a handle on it.
Famed for her inscrutability as a catwalk observer, she's the front row fixture without whom no fashion show will start. But now she's allowed the cameras to capture her without shades in her Vogue habitat, affording a rare ringside view, just why she's earned the moniker Nuclear Winter.
I feel it's quite one-dimensional, but also the girls always look the same, Elisa. If you look at your pictures, the way they're dressed, it's always the same, and somehow the picture's always the same.
What emerges is a woman whose trademark look was honed in 1960s London, her home city, and who sees herself first and foremost as a journalist, just like her father, Charles Wintour, who edited the Evening Standard.
I think my father really decided for me that I should work in fashion. And he said, well, you want to be editor of Vogue? Of course. So that was it. It was decided.
And so she chose the Oscar-nominated filmmaker R.J. Cutler, whose documentary The War Room captured Bill Clinton's presidential campaign, to follow her for 9 months as she put together the all-important September issue, which sets out the fashion year.
There were big differences between the worlds of politics and the world of fashion. In politics, everybody's very verbal. They're not that verbal over at Vogue. Fashion is a visual world. People communicate very subtly in a much more complicated way. You know, it's all about nuances and glances and gestures, and you see that in the film. You know what everybody's thinking, and you know what everybody's saying to each other, and goodness knows that you're aware when Anna is happy and when she's not happy.
He says he didn't do the Colosseum dress. He says he didn't like it, so they didn't do it.
As to why she's invited scrutiny now, as she turns 60 this year, some believe it's because she wants her say after being caricatured and parodied in movies, TV shows and even cartoons. She apparently inspired Pixar's animated fashionista.
You're the best of the best,
Yes, I know, darling. I know.
Something funny?
And the box office hit The Devil Wears Prada was written by her former assistant, earning Meryl Streep's Merciless editor an Oscar nomination in 2007.
You think this has nothing to do with you? In 2002, Oscar de la Renta did a collection of cerulean gowns, and then it filtered down through the department stores. However, that blue represents millions of dollars and countless jobs.
But this month, the New York Times dared to question if Wintour can stay relevant in a new era of thrift. The 2007 Vogue featured in this film had a limitless budget. Post-crash, its ad sales are down by a third, but all editors say they're tightening belts.
I don't think anyone is untouchable anymore. I think that these days everybody has to prove themselves over again because it's shifting sands. So I think that retailers are looking very carefully at magazines, for instance, that provide beautiful environments but also help sell their products.
But read the reviews, and this documentary's gone down a storm with fellow fashion editors, who on the whole still hold Wintour in awe, a trailblazer for their industry.
Stephanie West. Tonight's main news, Ministerial aide Eric Joyce has resigned from the government, warning Gordon Brown the next election could be lost unless Labour gets a grip on defence.